decided I was going to tell a story, but funny enough, it was the day of my senior recital. And we're getting set up, and we started right about 7 o'clock, just like tonight. And I'm like moseying on over, my friend Ariana is with me, and we're like standing there because she's doing my pre-recital speech. And there's a stagehand at Rowan named Dina Ford, and she's like, all right, 7 o'clock, it's 6:55 specifically, she goes, Moses is here, Ariana's here, where's Elina? And I was like, you won't know. So we're waiting, Elina comes bustling in, oh my God, I was like, what? She's like, I thought it was supposed to start at 7:30, oh my God, I was in the bathroom. I was like, so are you ready to go? And she was like, well, what else are we gonna do? And I was like, you know what, Merry Christmas, let's do it. So yes, I asked her permission anyway. She said I could say this. All right. So next, we shift to a selection. Of course, I couldn't do a recital or Black History Month without featuring some spirituals, y'all. So we're going to be shifting to a couple of selections of traditional African-American spirituals, showcasing elegance and the depth of this musical tradition, as well as the comedy. And who else to select for this than none other than Francis Paul Johnson. So, Paul Johnson was an influential American composer, conductor, and arranger, best known for his choral works and arrangements of spirituals. He founded the Hall Johnson Choir, which gained national recognition for its performances of traditional African-American spirituals, showcasing his deep commitment to preserving and elevating this musical genre. Johnson's arrangements were widely performed by both Black and white choirs and influenced generations of choral musicians. He also contributed to Broadway, including songs of the musical Run Little Chillin' Run, and for those of you who know, that's a really special one for me. And throughout his career, Johnson played a key role in bringing African-American spirituals into the mainstream of American music. So, the two that I selected for this evening, the second is going to be Witness, and that is one of my absolute favorite ones. There are several types of spirituals, and the one that I decided to select for tonight was a more dramatic one, which is called storytelling. And this speaks of Samson and Delilah, speaks of wars that went on, and it's just overall really fun to perform. But before that, I wanted to have some fun. And this is a really lighthearted one called Scandalize My Name. It's pretty strophic, so we go back and forth, but I'm going to call for a little bit of audience participation, and I see some very smart people as well as some great musicians, so I think you'll catch on. Without further ado, these are selections by Francis Paul Johnson. Well, I met my neighbor the other day. I gave him my right hand. Just as soon as ever my back was turned, he took and scandalized my name. Do you call that a neighbor? No, no. Do you call that a neighbor? No, no. Do you call that a neighbor? No, no. Scandalize my name. Well, I met my sister, the other day. I gave her my right hand, and just as soon as ever my back was turned, she took and scandalized my name. Do you call that a sister? No, no. Do you call that a sister? Nuh-uh. Do you call that a sister? No, no. Scandalize my name. This is, well, I met my deacon the other day. I gave him my right hand. Just as soon as ever my back was turned, he took it. Scandalize my name. There you go. Now, church, do you call that a deacon, huh? No, no. Do you call that a deacon? No, no. Do you call that religion? No, no. Scandalize my name. Scandalize my name. Scandalize my name. name.
In him are blessed. All things are done about his will. He spoke to the sea, and the sea stood still. Now ain't that a witness for my Lord? Ain't that a witness for my Lord? Ain't that a witness for my Lord? Soul is a witness for my Lord. Now there was a man of the Pharisees. His name was Nicodemus, and he didn't believe. The same came to Christ one night, wanted to be born out of human sight. Nicodemus was a man desired to know how a man could be born when he is old. Christ told Nicodemus as a friend, man, you must be born again. He said, repent, believe, and be baptized, then you'll be a witness for my Lord. You'll be a witness for my Lord. You'll be a witness for my Lord. Soul is a witness for my Lord. You read about Samson from his birth, strongest man that ever lived on earth. Way back yonder in the ancient times, he killed 10,000 of the Philistines. Then old Samson went wandering about. Samson's strength was never found out, till his wife sat upon his knee. She said, tell me where your strength lies, if you please. Ha! Samson to why she talked so fair. Samson said, I cut off my head, shave my head just as clean as your hand, and my strength gon' come like a natural man. Oh, Samson was a witness for my Lord. Samson was a witness for my Lord. Samson was a witness for my Lord. Soul is a witness for my Lord. There's another witness. Now there's another witness. There's another witness. My soul is a witness for my Lord. My soul is a witness for my Lord.
And beside the format, during this time, both Elina and I would be taking a short intermission, but I decided that I wanted to do something a little different and use this time to show off the talents of Elina Galletta. Elina, why don't you take it about yourself? As I said before, Elina was my accompanist for my senior recital, and back then, I knew back in April, I was like, nah, we're going to be good friends for a while. So I told her, until next time. Well, it's next time. She's extremely talented. She's a mother of two, and she continues just to show off grace, professionalism, and beauty. And I look forward to working with her all the time. So thanks for accompanying me for this recital. Couldn't have thought of anybody better to have on this. Thank you. So Elina will be showing off the works of two wonderful women composers, and that will be Betty Jackson King and Margaret. Starting with Miss King, she was an accomplished African-American composer, educator, and music advocate. Known for her choral works and compositions for children's choirs, she dedicated much of her career to creating music that reflected African-American culture and history. King earned her degrees in music education and compositions from institutions like Fisk University and the University of Michigan, and she went on to teach for many years. She was a prominent figure in the choral music community, particularly through her leadership with the National Association of Negro Musicians and her efforts to promote African-American composers. Now moving on to Margaret Allison Bonds. She was a pioneering African-American composer and pianist, known for her contributions to classical and choral music. She was born in Chicago and became one of the first African-American women to compose for major orchestras and had a close connection with poets like Langston Hughes, often setting his poetry to music. She studied at Northwestern University and later at the Juilliard School, where she honed her skills as a composer and a pianist. Her works, which include orchestral pieces, art songs, and choral compositions, reflect both African-American musical traditions and that of the Wilmington style. In any case, I'm going to stop yapping. I'm going to allow Elina to take the reins here. And for those of you who don't know, I was a very talented page turner during my days in undergrad, so I'm going to step aside and do that for my girl over here. But without further ado, this is Elina Nastas. It is always an honor when a composer selects you to premiere their works and sing it, but there are no words to describe the feeling of having a song cycle composed in your name. But it's happening, and it's happening tonight, and the composer is actually here with us tonight, Lorna Young-Wright, if you would. I asked her to give an intro about herself, she said no, so I'll do it. Lorna Young-Wright, a Camden, New Jersey native, began studying music at the age of 5 under her father's guidance. She pursued extensive training in piano, organ, and string instruments at institutions such as the Settlement Music School, Glassboro State College, Peabody Conservatory, and Michigan State University, where she earned a Doctor of Musical Arts in Piano Performance. So, Dr. Lorna Young-Wright, if you will. As a concert pianist, composer, choral director, and lecturer, she has performed worldwide, including in China, Russia, France, and the Caribbean. At 34 years, she retired as the inaugural Distinguished Professor of Music at the University of the Virgin Islands. Currently, she serves as an adjunct professor at Rome University, Go Profs, a minister of music, and a choral director, while continuing to embrace new opportunities in her musical journey. All the while, she continues to look forward to what the Lord has in store for her. This woman, this is me speaking off the record, she has been nothing short of an angel ever since I met her. And just meeting her and her church group, they have been nothing but angels to me as well. So I am so honored to be singing this selection. And once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for composing this one. It means the world. Without further ado, distinguished guest, here is the world premiere of Songs from Moses Possible. So, oh yes, thank you. So how this is going to work is she's going to give a bit of an introduction, and we're going to go piece by piece, and she's going to speak about kind of where her mind was and the reasons behind the compositions and their formation. So.
The songs for Moses Possible each reflect a relationship to the selected text, the text being that which provided musical inspiration. The music is said to be then program music. Program music paints a picture of the text or poetry. Professor Bradley, a professor of Oxford University in 1901, stated the following: "The nature of a work of art is to be not a part, nor yet a copy of the real world as we commonly understand
she far outdoes the deed. So hath eternity the need of telling more than time has taught, to feel the boundaries of thought.
Phantoms are defined, and I quote, as the physical representation of something abstract, as appearing in a dream, end quote. Here, the musicians commingle and converge to depict activity of an unseen yet present world. The vocalist queries the wind, the flakes of snow, the fallen leaves, the host unseen, and new life in green. The stranger provokes an emotional turmoil that is expressed through the onslaught of aggression, tertian harmonies or chords, tonal disruptions, dissonance, relentless tension, and deceitful introduction of himself in the middle of all his provocations. His victim, the soloist, questions the stranger through varying emotions that are at times either aggressive, tender, impatient, or passionate. The lake is composed in the warmth of E-flat major. The lake is not a raging sea, but a peaceful moment that flows through a stagnant, harmonic structure, which includes triplets that recall waters that gently ripple and flow. The work contains only one truncated measure that does not begin with the sounding of the E-flat pedal or drone that defines the stillness of the moment. The soloist
comrades, let us one and all join in to get him back his ball.
Once again, Dr. Young-Wright, that was the greatest honor, the greatest gift that you could have given me. And truly, I'm going to be carrying those songs with me for the rest of my days. So, thank you. My goodness, these things go by so quickly. For those of you who know, you prep for a recital for months, weeks on end, and then it just goes. And you're like, where did it go? But I'm having the best time. Elina and I we're ready to do it again, right?
Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow, guys. But for the final set, I decided that the most appropriate composer to end things off would have to be the Dean of African American Composers, William Grant Still. Grant Still was a groundbreaking African American composer, conductor, and arranger. He was the first black composer to have a symphony performed by a major U.S. orchestra and the first to conduct a major orchestra. His music blended classical forms with jazz, blues, and spirituals, reflecting his cultural heritage. His most famous work, Symphony No. 1, Afro-American, 1930, was the first symphony by a black composer performed by a major orchestra. Other notable works include the opera Troubled Island, which is based off of the Haitian Revolution, Suite for Violin and Piano, and In Memoriam, the colored soldiers who died for democracy. He also wrote Songs of Separation, a song cycle that explores themes of loss and resilience based on the African American experience. For my selection from his vast repertoire, I chose my favorite art song, besides mine, of course, and that would have to be Grief, which also goes by the name of Weeping Angel, with pinions trailing. The story behind the art song is like my favorite part about it, so I had to include that. Sorry, I'm gonna get a little nerdy, but essentially, Leroy Grant was accompanying a tenor named Theodore Simmons, a music student, to a local cemetery where he saw a commonly seen statue of an angel with its head down and closed in its arms, weeping. The statue inspired Grant, who wrote the lyrics as a poem, which he sent to Grant Still, who set it to music, and the piece was premiered by the tenor Theodore Simmons, who sang it at a concert accompanied by his wife, who was also a student of Grant and still was in attendance. So yeah, once again, I had to know that. That's like my favorite art song. It's really cool. And following this, we have the only aria on the program, A Dream Wasted from Highway 1 U.S.A. The story follows as such. Bob and Mary are a young married couple supporting Bob's younger brother, Nate, through his education and lifestyle. This was Bob's mother's wish on her deathbed, and he seeks to honor this. However, Nate fails to make advances in his life, despite the sacrifices made on his behalf. And in this aria, we hear Bob's lamenting and disappointing. So, without further ado, I hope that you enjoy the works of the Dean of African American Composers himself, William Grant Still.
Weeping angel.
this stands. So first and foremost, a recital like this, as the name entails, celebrates heritage and the impact that African American composers have had on classical music, exploring different aspects of Black history through song. And another aspect is that these composers grew up in different parts of the country. So it's been wonderful to hear the works of Bonds, who comes from Chicago, and that of Betty Jackson King, who comes from New Jersey, and get to hear their influences throughout their compositions. I imagine that their background influenced that greatly. While there are many famous names on the program, like Paul Johnson and William Grant Stills, there are a couple of black composers who have historically been overlooked in classical music, such as Robert Owens and even Betty Jackson King. And this program sought to showcase their works and bring well-deserved recognitions to their contributions. Another thing that I love about recitals is the research aspect, so this one is for me, but getting to really delve into these composers and their works and get to know them not only as musicians, but as people as well. Getting to know their backgrounds, where they come from, that is something that is invaluable to me, and I love that aspect of recitals. So that part of the process was something that was wonderful, and it brings me to the next point, that programs like with themes like these help me to find hidden gems within their repertoires. So I didn't know that Troubled Waters existed, that you heard Elina play, but getting to look through the works of Betty Jackson King and Margaret, I was able to find a gem like that, and I hope that Elina, who played that gorgeously, will not be afraid to continue to play that for other people, because it's awesome and they're awesome. My next point being, these works were made by black composers, but can be honored by all who seek to sing their works. And my goal with recitals like these is to spread awareness and be able to say, you know, for example, Baritone to Baritone. We know that the songs of travel is something that's very common and very popular to us, but who knows, maybe one day we will see a recital where 4 motivations for baritone is featured on the program. Or maybe even songs from Moses Possible one day, but that might be a lofty goal, but we'll make it happen. And finally, it is always my intention to inspire future programs like these. Like I said, in the crowd, I see so many wonderful, gorgeous musicians, and I see so much talent. And I hope that me singing this evening has inspired you to pick up the works by these composers, and I would love to come to one of your recitals. So, you know, give me a ring, I'll be there. Alrighty, and finally, let's move on to the acknowledgements and thank yous. First and foremost, I would like to say thank the Wilmington Concert Opera.
Thank you for coming.
Yes. She has been the brains behind everything. She made sure that I was set up with a rehearsal space, a room to practice everything. We've been texting for weeks about this program. And especially when we had to postpone, she worked tirelessly to go back through all of the posts that she was promoting to switch to February 23rd. So, Marissa, thank you so much for all your work. It's dear.
Well, to be fair, the posts are Kirsten, who can't be here tonight because she's on a plane to Massachusetts. But truly, thank you. We are so delighted to have hosted this. And if you liked this, which I know you did you know?
We'll get to that.
I will not ruin your thunder. So thank you for being here.
I would also like to thank Genevieve Hahn. She stepped up this weekend. A friend of mine couldn't make it, so she was courteous enough to step in and do the slides so that everyone could follow along. So please, stand up. I'd like to I appreciate it. I have all these beautiful slides made, and I was like, oh, no one's going to be able to see them. But then she stepped in, so we're all. Of course, I have to thank, you know, I've done it a million times, Elina. Best musicians I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And if you are in the South Jersey area, she's based in Cherry Hill, I believe, and you need somebody for a recording or a coaching, she's your girl. Also, as you can see, she's gorgeous, so if you need somebody in the background of anything, she's more than willing to step in, right? Awesome. And of course, I have to thank all of you for coming. This, personally, this is my first recital post-undergrad, and I was very nervous to put it on, but these things are such a roller coaster, and they're so fun. I'm getting to share this all with you. A piece of my heritage and my heart with you means the world. So thank you for taking the time out of your day and your evening to come and celebrate this beautiful music. I appreciate it. Alrighty, and if you liked what I gave you, I'm gonna be real corny right now. If you liked everything that you heard, there is more. There's gonna be a part 2 in June. Yeah! As we like to say. You know, as I said, the diaspora is wide, and there's so much fast music, just as much as there are so many black people across the globe. So I there's so much music I wanted to delve into that I didn't have the pleasure of doing so tonight. So we decided right around the time of Juneteenth, it would be super appropriate to have a part 2. And while I featured works by African American composers today, if you liked hearing me singing Haitian Creole in the beginning, there's going to be a lot more of that in part 2. So I hope to see you there. And yes, once again, this has been Resonating Heritage, a tribute to the Diaspora. Thank you all for joining me.